Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to Mr. Bravo's workshop. We are continuing on this morning with the build because we do have one of those wintry days, and this is when I love to build. So in our last episode, we put this piece together. It is still currently drying, this piece here. Anyway, let's keep going with the build right after the coffee, of course. So that was that section just here. So now we need to move on to this one, which we have to build this structure. So we need D19, D27, and a couple other D pieces to make that structure. So we need D19 and 20, a bit more there. Look at that. I know it's upside down, but seriously, that's really, really good. Very happy with the mold on this ship. But there's our pieces off. We'll get them all cleaned up and we'll come back. So this piece has a little lip just here, just there. And the way that this is to go on, yeah, excuse me about my nails. I really should give them a quick trim up. Yeah, that's to go on something like that with the lip overhanging is where I'm going with all that. Yeah. Excuse me for 1 minute. I am going to go chop that nail. Okay, sorry about that. Now, one of my daughter's cars have been here for a week, and after I did the engine rebuild, I ended up doing CV joints and shockers and a whole bunch of other work to her car as well. And also had to fix the window winder, which I had to fix up all the windings in it, which was quite a bad job. And, well, it took a toll on my nails and my hands, the whole job. So, yeah. Anyway, so this is where we're at, and it's got to go on something like that. And again, these pieces, yeah, it's got an edge piece there because this one is to go on. Which way is it? That way. Where's the lip? This one have a lip too? This one does not have a lip. This one goes on like this. Am I better off to glue that first? That's interesting. That's angled there. Is that the angled one? It is the angled one. Like that. I might do that actually. I might just put a little bit of glue on that. I'm going to put a little bit of... Oh, you're not even in the screen. This is a problem when I zoom in too much. Sorry about that. Well, I put a little bit of Tamiya cement, if I can get it open, just on this joint. Take a lot of that excess glue off. Just there. Let's put this one on, and I'm going to stay here and use the micro lens while doing this. Yeah, something like that is what I'm after. Oh, that's not what I'm after. Let's put it back around that way. Make sure that's okay. Does seem to look okay there. I wanted this sort of to start off because I wanted to see how it fits like this. Yeah, that's what we're after, something like that. And then this one is to come around here. Let's leave that one there. And then that one's to come around there and fit on that way. So I think what I will do is another angle piece there. Pretty happy the way that's sort of sitting like that. So I'll wait for this piece to dry, and then I'll glue this piece on the corner, and then we basically can fit this in and glue it up. That's what I think we'll do. Although I was just looking at this, just while you're off there, that's a pretty good fit, just like that. And I think what I might do, just bring that glue in. I'm going to do a lefty, not that I like to do a lefty. Just across there. do another one this way, just across there. Why am I doing it lefty? So I can quickly just do it like that and hold those two pieces together, just to let them go off. Now that it's on, I can use my good hand, slide that along there and along there. It's on the screen, yes you are. Just to let that kind of go off. And now that it's on the mat, I can nudge down. I'm leaving on the mat on purpose because this is a floor structure, so it is to go on the next piece. Now while we've got that one there, that's to go that way. Yeah, that went perfect. Let's just drop a bit of glue there just while that landed. And across the back. Again, I just want to nudge that in. Yep, that worked out well. Yeah, that looks pretty good. And again, there's not much I can do about these sprue marks, and I'm hoping they'll disappear once the undercoat goes on. They're not doing the old trick where you just paint them out. And again, now that that's properly on and I can see it this way, let's give it some glue across here. And properly glue across there. Now, how does it look? Looks pretty good. Let's flip that over. Yeah, or drop it over, one of the two. Let's quickly glue the underside just while we're at it for a bit of extra security. Let's kind of just flood that a little bit there, 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 and there. Okay, so it's got more than enough glue on it to set that piece off. Okay, so now that that piece is done, let's have a look. Okay, let's bring the structure back in, and the other one, and that is to go on the back there, just like that somehow. Does it fit? It does fit. It's all right, it's a good fit. And again, I want this removable. There it is. It snapped on nicely. And then this one here should be well and truly dry now. That snaps on. And if we were to look down, obviously we're missing two more pieces just here, which are these sections just here. Obviously you've got some guns to go in on 1, 2, 3, and same on the other side up here. Let's flip it over so you can see it. There and there. So looking at this with the color chart, we already know that we want camouflage. Let's just go the sideways here a little bit on all these structures. Here, here, here. And we want to be able to see the camouflage through here, even while there's dark down here. And I say dark, I mean the dark grey. And of course, let's take that one off because it's going to fall off anyway. And of course, none of this is glued, as you all know. And now I'm killing it. So when I flip it up, we want to be able to see dark on here, and then obviously then we can have our boats on our crutches and other bits and pieces, and yeah. So it is kind of coming together slowly. So how are we going with this structure? Let's look at the instruction and have a look. Well, there's our instructions, and we pretty much have made these sections. Now, we haven't finished them off, of course, because you know we need to paint them. So, but they're 90% done, and they are to go onto this piece here, giving us something like this. And then we got boats, guns, ammunition, anti-aircraft guns, and other bits and pieces to all add. So, hang on a second. Sorry about that. I have a lot of reminders for tablets and other bits and pieces, and it was just one of them. Okay, so let's have a look. So let's turn the page over and see how we're going. So on page 12, that looks like the structure's almost finished apart from a mast, and looks like a flue one flue or two flues? Two flues. So where are we now? Do we want to make the flues? And there's another mask we haven't made yet. So, but we are working with the structures right now. I think we can probably get the flues out and make them. That'll make the structure look good. So we are on page 12, section 17. Let's get the first flue out, which is C25 and C24. C25, C24. I'm going to do these one at a time so we don't mess them up. Okay, let's get that off. Thought I'd bring in here. I don't like it when they do this. See how they mold onto the face itself. So when you go to cut that off, you've got to be extra careful, because I like to cut that kind of like, let's get the actual cutters. Should be able to zoom in there. Like, I like to cut them like that, straight off. And will it work here? Let's have a look. If I go flat there, cut, and then we've got another little burr there, and go like that. Yeah, I never like it when it does that, because now I've got a bit of work to do in cleaning that up. Can I get a bit more? I go on the micro lens. I don't know if you'll see me. Let's zoom out. Got a bit more off it, but not too much. Yeah, I just never like it. This is why I brought you in, just to show you. And probably some people are going to go, "Ah, you're doing it wrong." Doesn't really matter. I'm just going to do that one as well. It's kind of a bit better. And of course, we can fix any of this up with a little bit of undercoat if we need to. So that's one kind of cleaned up. Or, sorry, not cleaned up, but the pieces off it. A little bit of 400 here. I want to be a little careful because there are some lines and bits and pieces on this, which I do want to keep. And of course, I just want enough to make sure that's nice, which it fairly is. And of course, we can doubly clean it once it's together. Let's try and get that one off as well, that little burr. Okay, that's not bad, even for that little burr there. You're not going to really see that. That's one half. Let's get the other half done as well. Okay, so we got the two pieces off. Yeah, that's not bad. Just a couple of little burrs there. Let's see how they go together. Not bad. Well, that's a nice fit there. It's a very nice fit. It's a nice fit that way too. That's an unusual looking flue like that. Yeah. But I do say I do think I like it. I do like that a lot. While that's a good fit, and we've got good access, let's put some glue down there. I'm just double checking to make sure that's probably a right move. And I think so far that it is. So let's quickly do that. Let's bring some glue back. I just want to do the ends. I've done this before where I've shown you where I've just done the ends. Just to get it started. Lifetime. There. Roll that around that way. We'll do a joint there. Plenty of glue, letting it wick through, and spin that one around that way. Just sort of set it off. That's just to get it started. And once it's started, and of course I'll now play with this and keep hanging on to it, just to make sure it's all together nicely. Like that little section there, we could probably give that another drop of glue. That's it. Nicely together. Yeah, that's nice. That's really nice. So that's one. Let's do the other one. Should we or should we not? Are they different? I do believe they are. Let me bring the plan in for a second. I have seen this on the hood before, and the hood specifically had two different flues, and they had to go in certain spots. Looking at the plan just here, If I was to believe the drawing, I would say this one has a slightly bigger gap than this one here. What do we got here on this one? We have, can you see that? Yeah, see the line just there? So I'm going to check the other one to see which one the line is, because this one may be the back or may be the front. I don't know. Let's get the other one off and have a look. Now, even before I get the other one off, there it is on the sprue, and they're both facing the right way. This is definitely the smaller one, and that is definitely the bigger one. Right there, you can see the two lines. Can I bring it in closer? I know you can see them. So yes, I was correct. There is a forward and rear flue. So I'll get that off, and we'll get it up to this one here. Well, there's our next one together. We'll just quickly glue that. I'm going to show you something in a minute. I spotted something as I was doing this, and I will just show you just after I finish gluing these. So I'm quickly going to glue this, and I'll come back. So here we have the two flues, and you can see they're actually a completely different shape. So they are most definitely a a front and rear, or forward and aft, if you want to do boat acronyms. So is that an acronym? Maybe, maybe not. So there they are. They look pretty good. I'm just going to wait for them to go off a little bit more before I do any more mucking around with them. They sit the same? Yeah, they kind of sit the same. So there they both are. Now, if we bring them in, we got to face the ship this way. It looks like the bigger one is at the rear, which is the way that I've got it. Yes, it will roll back this way. Something like that. There. Got it. Will you stay there? Yes, you will. And this one will roll back something like that in there. Let's see if we can do this. You're going to go on. Not too worried about that piece or even that piece. Let's see if he'll go on for a dry fit. There we go. Got it. Let's have a look how we look. And obviously that one will go around something like that with the structure up here. The door does go this way. Something like that. Yeah, I got to admit, I don't like that box overhanging like that. And of course, the whole structure's come off now. But you can see where we're going with that. Now, let's get the colour picture out just for 1 second, because I do want to talk about the flues before we go any further. And I am pretty happy with the way that's kind of coming along with the other structure, which would be, I would assume, something like that. So we are getting a remnants of a ship now for the decks. Something like that anyway. So let's get the colour picture out, because I do want to talk about this just for 1 second. So there is the ship in its forward facing position to my right and your right. And as you can see, just with the picture in the background, the front flue is the blue colour and the rear flue is the light colour, which we're calling white. Now, it's not necessarily white. It does say that it is. Its proper name is F38. A light grey is its proper name, if you believe it. What's this one here? 338. In the Mr. Hobby is 338 is actually called light grey. I am going to go down to the paint store soon, and have a look at all these colours, because 11 and 62, no, that does seem to be all. Where's some white? Yeah, I'm pausing just because I'm looking at the sheet as well. Anyway, we're kind of getting a little bit off track there. The main reason I wanted to look at this was the flues, or the spiders themselves, are always traditionally black, and here they are once again in the black. So rather than glue those on directly, we need to make those and paint them in the black to be fitted later. So that's where I'm going with all that. I am happy that the structure's finally starting to come together. It is starting to resemble some kind of ship, and being that the table is the deck, we can see how many structures there actually are and how many different levels. There's quite a few different levels, and it's quite a different ship compared to the last one. Anyway, I think we're getting on for time on this episode, so I think we might call this one here. And anyway, I hope you enjoyed this episode. I have thought the last few episodes were getting a little too long. I don't like to do them for 30 minutes because people just don't watch them for 30 minutes. So I try to keep them at a reasonable pace where, 20 minutes, that's more than enough. Anyway, I hope you liked this episode. We are coming together. It is got a bit more structure to it, and we kind of know exactly where we're going with the ship now as well. I hope you enjoyed the episode. I'm enjoying building it, and I'm probably going to keep going for today because of the weather, how bad it is. On to the next episode. So for now, thanks for watching.